Welcome to Indigos Gaming, and welcome to a match of Starcraft 2, played by people that are way better than me. Starting on the map Pillars of Gold, warping into the bottom left corner, the red Protoss. He's devious, he's hidden, and he's waiting for his opponents to fall right into, well, him, actually. It is Trap. And the opponent, landing in the upper right corner, the blue Terran, the solution to both plagues and meats. It is Cure. Quite excited to see these two face off, especially on the map Pillars of Gold, an interesting map for the season. It has all of the makings of a large macro map with plenty of bases, but has a shorter rush distance than some of the other maps. We're looking at you, Eternal Empire. Starting off just now, both players not doing anything too crazy. Scouting Probe, here to do what all Protoss love to do, and that's harass. Probe trying to get to those SCVs, making those precious starting structures. Depot, barracks, refinery. Cure is opening up Reaper, probably to expand, get that 2-base economy going. Trap, not doing anything out of line either. That gate started, core right after, and Nexus came down after the core. So, Trap wanting to play it safe. Probably looking to get an Adept or a Stalker out to deal with the impending Reaper. Second base for Cure did go down. Reaper coming out now, headed straight across the map. And what is going on here? Trap hiding a probe out on the map. Wonder what that could be for. Reaper coming in now, we'll have to keep an eye on that probe on the minimap. Alarak, watch the probe for me.
Fine.
Reaper, just harassing the pylon, did see that the Nexus did go down, did some damage to the pylon. Adept now getting revenge for that poor innocent pylon. Shading out to the map. Really? Nothing? Trap. Trap, what are you doing? Even I fell for it. Depot raised immediately as that shade comes in, denying that high ground vision. Stalker was followed up after the Adept. Warp gate on the way along with Blink. Blink going to be the tech choice of Trap, to start at least. Protoss usually able to mix in multiple tech paths. Really? Cure opening up 2-1-1 on a 2-base economy versus Protoss. Now normally when you see a 2-1-1, it's against a Zerg, and the objective is to get a couple medevacs out very quickly, along with Stim, and try and get damage done on the drone line. But against Protoss, I'm not sure how well this will work if that's the case. Oh, Reaper barely makes it out with an inch of his life left. 16 health, but he will heal back up because Reapers figured it out before anybody else. There are combat drugs they can do that miraculously restore their health. I think we're just going to call it a perk of being in Cure's army. They have the Cure. Trap looking to take his third base now too. I'm very surprised still about that probe. Nothing sneaky there, just wanted to hide the probe from the Reaper, perhaps? Cure followed up that starport with a tech lab. Raven coming out, so since there were no medevacs right off the bat, I'm starting to think this is not the 2-1-1 that you would see versus Zerg, where you're trying to get worker damage done right away. Oh, Cure get the vision on that? He did. So he knows the third base is down. Trap not looking to do any major pressure yet. Cure, though, taking those extra gas with no third base on the way. I'm wondering, a third Rax? Oh my goodness. Cure looking to do a massive 2-base push here. And Trap, having taken his third, is not investing as much into army. If Cure can time this well, to where he has a large army, probably looking to get siege tanks, definitely, and maybe kill that third base before it kicks in for Trap's economy, he might just take the game. There's a few blink stalkers poised outside the base here. Observers are on the map. One observer not for long. Oh, goodbye peeping Tom observer. Did manage to scout out pretty much the entire base and production line here. So Trap knows that Cure is on 2 bases with a lot of production on the way. Observer still trying to poke in here. Would be nice to see when Cure decides to move out. We can see, of course, the timing of everything coming together. Combat shields is on the way, +1 attack. Medevacs just now joining the fray. Bunker salvaged. Cure moving out of the base right now. What is Trap going to have in response? He does have Colossus tech, Thermal Lance almost done, and Charge about halfway. Ooh, another observer sniped. Blinkstalkers spot this push, but that's all. That was the last observer on Cure's side of the map. So Trap kind of in the dark here, no pun intended. Hallucinated Phoenix, that's a good call. Or are we looking at an engagement here? That's a lot of Marines. My goodness. 2 Colossus for Trap, and there are no Vikings out on the map yet. Viking production did start, so eventually Cure is going to have an answer to those Colossus, and that might be what he's wanting to wait for. Siege tanks can do well against Colossus, but they are still vulnerable, being a ground unit, of course. Vikings are a much more hard counter kind of answer. Vikings would have to deal with the Blinkstalkers, but that's where the Marines and siege tanks come into play. Cure building quite an army here. Army supply definitely in favor for Cure right now. He needs to really think about going before Trap is able to match that army supply. More reinforcements coming in here. And an engagement in the center of the map. Ooh, siege tank shot goes out on Colossus. Trap deciding not to fight the army, instead going for the main base? Really? I definitely... Okay, he's going to recall. I agree with the recall choice. There's no need to make this a base trade against a very large army Cure. Cure only has 2 bases still. He did build a third, but it's not landed, so Trap just needs to survive. Both armies posturing now. Neither one knows exactly where the other's army is. Cure scanning ahead and getting set up here in between the natural and the third. This is a great spot. Overcharged battery taken out instantly. Is Trap going to be able to flank here? Oh, interference matrix from the Raven goes out on 2 Colossi. That is crippling for Trap's army. There's just too many Marines here. Without the Colossus backing up the rest of the army, and not to mention he's split here. Cure has successfully trapped Trap in his own base away from the rest of his army and destroyed the natural. I don't think Trap can recover from this. There's just too much Terran here. Archons are on the way, but not enough. It's just not enough Protoss to deal with all that Terran. GG is called Cure taking the game with a very strong 2-base push with tanks, Raven, Vikings, and a huge amount of Marines. Unfortunately, Trap just not able to get in a good position, losing access to most of his base. Actually, their Cure was set up in a great spot between the natural and the third. What do you think that Trap could have done differently to better prepare for that fight? Was Colossus the right choice? Did he need something more, like Storm, perhaps? You let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.